Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rogueter here and welcome back to yet another amazing video on the channel. For today I got you a updated Virtual World deck profile. It's a deck profile that I had on the channel about a month and a half ago and it did very well. And it was basically when I just picked up Virtual World, and there's been quite a lot of changes, mostly in the extra deck. And I thought I'd like to show you guys and basically, get your feedback. I think that this is a very solid build at the moment. But, I know there's a lot of Virtual World pros out there and I'd love to hear from you guys. So this video is for you. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this Virtual World deck profile. Starting off, we have triple of the Virtual World Lulu. Crazy card, just heart and soul basically. This is the one you don't want getting ashed because she's just a rota basically. If you don't know what Virtual Worlds do, they basically interact all of them with two cards. They're all Foolish Burials and they all have extra effects. Lulu is that she'll foolish. If you have a trap here, for example, you'll send either a spell or a monster, and then the one that you didn't send, you'll add to your hand. So she's a rota. Really nice. Level 3 tuner as well. We have our Roshi, which is really nice. Also known as Lau. Basically our Monster Reborn. We're basically just playing triple of every Virtual World minus the two that I'll show you now. Because you really do need to be seeing them in your hand in order to do anything with this deck. So we have triple Lily, triple Gigi. These are just the generic. Everyone plays through of this. It's just very standard at this point. You need to be seeing these guys in your hand to play. We're playing two Nyan just because this isn't a Virtual World that, Foolish Burials. This does stuff from the graveyard and does stuff when it's banished. So we play two of this. And we also play the 1/2/2, which not a lot of people play, but I think is actually alright. So I'm playing 2/2. And that's pretty much the Virtual World lineup at the moment for monsters. I think this is a really good ratio. Could cut 2/2, but I think 2/2 just works really well, to be honest with you, especially that I am playing the Gamma. So that is it for our Virtual World monsters. As I said, we are playing Gamma, which is the only hand trap we are playing. So we got triple Gamma and of course the one driver. We do have a Ghost Ogre. I mostly just use this as a level 3 tuner for E-Tele. I guess it is a hand trap basically, but it's a one-of because sometimes you need an E-Tele level 3 tuner at the deck, and that's what Ogre is. And even if you don't need it, you can E-Tele it, leave it on the field, and then as long as your opponent activates anything, you can use the effect, and it sends from the field as well. It's not only from hand, so it's good disruption too. And these are basically our E-Tele targets with, of course, the Virtual Worlds that are applicable. Moving on to the spells, triple Qinglong. Just another rota basically. The problem I've realized with Virtual World is that they don't actually get you that much card advantage. In order to do anything, you already need to have a card in your hand. So this is a rota great, but you need to discard a card. So if you don't have any cards in your hand, whatever you're searching will get discarded anyway. So you already need a card in your hand. And that I think has been one of the changes I've made to the extra deck, because I've played a lot more cards that draw you cards in order to have cards in order to fuel the Virtual World effects. So triple of the Qinglong. Triple Kowloon just gets you Qinglong or any of the other gates. Really good. We have triple of the E-Tele. Just gets more monsters on the board. Not once per turn either. Just remember that it is destroyed during the end phase. We have two of the Foolish Burial Goods. This is just to send any of your spells or traps, because they all have graveyard effects as well, all the Virtual World spells and traps apart from Kowloon. We have double Pot of Desires, just to draw you cards basically. Double of the triple Tactics Talent. Again, if they hand trap you, this deck is very susceptible to hand traps, so we do need to basically find a way to push through. We have one Call by the Grave. We actually switched out the Change of Heart. We have Monster Reborn. I'm playing Monster Reborn instead of Change of Heart because Change of Heart isn't very good at all when you are going first, whereas Monster Reborn is just a way to basically just trade a card in hand for a monster on the board, which is what I thought was valuable, especially when you're trying to do your synchro lines. So that's it for the spells. And now we only play 3 traps. Just let me try and get the spells out of the way for you. For the traps, we have 2 Chuchi and the 1 Zhanwu. Chuchi is, you want always one on the field, just pops stuff every single turn. In the grave, you banish it, modulate your levels, either 3 up or 3 down. And Zhanwu is a Monster Reborn. You never want to have this on the field. It has a really bad, it changes the battle position. But in the grave, you banish it, special something, and discard a card. So it's really nice. I feel like this is the perfect for traps. You don't want to draw them. When you draw them, it just feels bad. But yeah, we're playing these other traps, and that's the lineup. It's 40 cards. In my opinion, anything higher, and you just lose to yourself, because Virtual World is quite bricky, even though we play all those draw spells. So now let's move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we're going to start off with our rank 9. So we've got, of course, the one Shen Shen and the one of the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We're basically mostly going to make this off the Ultimate Zolkin, but the Shen Shen is alright. It's like a mini little macro Cosmo. Everything sent from the field is banished instead. Really nice, and it has recursion. You can bring it back when it's outed, and when it attacks, it returns a banished monster from the banished pile to the graveyard. So that's it for our rank 9s. There isn't really any XCs worthy of, like, you know, making with 2 rank 9s, so we're not playing any rank 9 Xyzes, we're just playing level 9s. Yeah, True King of Calamities was of course worth it, but that got banned, so yeah, we're not playing any rank 9s. For the level 6s, Stardust Charge Warrior, Coral Dragon, draws you cards basically, draws you cards when it's summoned, draws you cards when it goes to the grave. This is a tuner, also has, like, you know, you can do some funny plays, discard a card, pop something, stuff like that. And we got the one Juju, just good removal basically when going second. We got the Muddy Mud Dragon. This gives you access to our Kaliga, which is our win condition basically going first. It's better than Dragoon in my opinion. Why have one gate when you can have an insane floodgate? And we have, of course, the Ultimate Zolkin, which basically gives us access to our Crystal Wing by just setting a card. It activates the effect, we get a free negation. So really, really nice. For our Xyzes, let's get them out of the way. We've got the Zeus, we've got the Gaia, Thunder Charger. Just these guys, we need to play them just because Zeus is one hell of a card still. We got the Fan, just really nice, basically like an IDP but in a monster. And when it is outed, it specials throughout the deck. We got the one Beatrice. This is mostly for the side deck, which I won't be showing. But in the side deck, we of course have the Necroworld Banshee into the Zombie World package that just destroys Flunderies, and you can easily make it by, you know, making a Beatrice and then sending them. We have the one Wallow, just because Wallow is really good interruption against Elements. We have Constella Pronomaly M7, just gives you graveyard recursion basically, or you can bounce stuff back from your opponent's graveyard. For only rank 3 play, we have the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, helps you play around Nibiru basically. When they activate Nibiru, chain its effect, both players draw 1 card instead. And I already mentioned that we do, of course, have the Invoked Kaliga, which is really good floodgate. If you don't know what it does, each player can only attempt to activate 1 monster effect per turn and only attack with 1. It's basically like a mini Mystic Mine, but in monster form. It has 1/8, but it basically forces your opponent to go to the battle phase and out it. If not, you know, they can't play. So yeah, this is absolutely insane against Flunderies. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys have liked my updated Virtual World deck. I took a lot of inspiration and a lot of guidance from my last Virtual World video, and I do appreciate all the comments that were left there. I have learnt the deck a lot more now, and I can say that this deck, even though, you know, it was really, really good, I still don't think it's able to compete at the moment in the current meta. I just think that it's too bricky, and, you know, it's very susceptible to hand traps. But recently, we did just get really, you know, announced that there will be Virtual World, new Xyz Virtual World monster. It's a rank 9, it's not very good, but that does give me hope that they are going to release new Virtual World cards and hopefully give the deck the boost that it does need. So I'm Roguester here, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.
It's time! Let's go!